here today with Mr. Kevin Dawud Amin, a New Jersey financial consultant specializing in small business, which is today's topic and one of great general interest. Tell us, Mr. Amin, what's your opinion on how severely has the recession affected small business?
I think it's been quite selective. I think primarily the ones where there's been disposable income that are dependent upon disposable income, like restaurants, it's been affected. I have several restaurants and they're definitely suffering. They're able to break even, but they're not really, the business is down. Certain industries have been hit. For example, I had about a couple of dozen of mortgage brokers, but due to the shakeout in that particular industry, due to subprime crisis, I'm down to about 2. So it depends. Disposable income in certain industries have been hit hard, and also complicating the fact is that with a lot of people being laid off and losing their jobs, that's also affecting the economy also.
Yeah.
The effect of the recession.
So even though to what you know, it's been rather selective, would you say that being that undercapitalization is one of the main problems small businesses face, that the banking crisis has increased this in general, or does this also maintain with the selective characteristic?
Well, I mean, the real estate crisis has necessitated the entire thing. The basis of our economy is based upon the real estate sector, and with that suffering, this is what happened. The crash in the real estate sector has affected the health of the banks, and even after the bailout, the banks just used the bailout money to fix the things which were wrong with their particular, their balance sheets, and consequently, they're not lending any money. If they're not lending any money, business can't do anything. People can't finance. People can't finance their inventories. People can't finance their operations. People can't finance expansion. And as a result, things are at a standstill. And if there's no expansion, there's no growth, there's no increased sales, there's not going to be any jobs.
Now, if banks are not giving out any loans, then should the government lower taxes or place tax cuts to reduce costs further for small businesses?
I think that tax breaks can be a part of the solution. I don't think they're the entire solution. I think they can be a part of the solution. I think that the way it should be made easy for businesses to grow, to make money. Some of the things President Obama have done as far as maybe the payroll tax for the employers, that's something that's going to help, or something that could help. But then again, it's only part of the solution, because if I go back to, there's no financing. The business runs on financing. It doesn't run just primarily on operations. If you want to grow, you have to have finance.
So, what about the United States Small Business Administration? Do you think that if it had more funding, that it could provide loans to small business owners for their startups? Or do you think that it's not really the way to go?
I don't think that's the solution either, because basically the SBA is dependent upon the banks releasing money. Again, even though this is a government-funded program, the funding which goes to the small businesses ultimately comes from the financial institutions or the banks themselves. And the banks just aren't giving out money, even if it's guaranteed. It is guaranteed. They may give it out a little here, but they normally would have been there. But that's what's happening. It's, frankly, I think it's quite unfair. The banks have gotten themselves healthy and basically just sitting on the fence watching what's going on.
So then, what do you believe a small business or somebody with an idea can do to gain the proper funds to start up his business?
Well, if the financing from the financial sector is not going to be there, the only other thing is for people to go and do what most people do when they have startups. They go to their relatives, they go to their friends, and they try to borrow money in that way.
And is that sustainable?
Well, I have clients. Excuse me?
Is that sustainable? Can a small business continue through personal funds?
No, I'm not saying don't. I'm saying without the financing, you're not going to have the expansion. And if you don't have the expansion on the associated growth, then we're not going to, we're not going to see a way out of this. And I'm saying that these things are crippling the ability of your businesses to operate. So all they can do is to try to aspire to success. To survive. I'm saying by going the non-traditional route and going to friends and going to relatives. This is in fact a survival mechanism. I don't know if I'm answering your question correctly, but I think that's what you're asking.
Sorry? Do you believe that in regards with expansion, do you think that if somebody already started that small business previous to the 2007-2010 crisis, do you think that right now joining a chamber of commerce could help them expand?
Could you restate that, please?
Do you believe that let's say that somebody started the business before the crisis, they already had the startup funds, and they're small but they're established. Do you think that joining a chamber of commerce would help them expand in any way?
That's a possible solution. By way of networking, you're going to have you're going to find a lot of like-minded people. Even in good terms, that's a good way to, primarily to network yourself. Of course, that would be the best thing to do. One way of doing that, a social media way of doing it, doing it with LinkedIn. That's a medium where basically people will find a lot of synergy, and they find a lot of connectivity by networking. So I think that fits in that category. Basically, chamber of commerce would be something where serve the purpose of networking.
Yeah. So, and in respect to the chambers of commerce, are the current ones that are set up enough to sustain small business and big business, or should there be a separation between chambers of commerce for bigger corporations and smaller chambers of commerce for local stores and stuff like that?
No, I think that these type of organizations, these type of arenas are what you make of. I just want to repeat. I would love the Chamber of Commerce. It would say the social media LinkedIn. Well, basically what you're doing is you're putting what your particular business does, what your expertise is, and also too, attaching yourself to like-minded people. And basically, this is how business has always been done. The main way that business has been done has been through people basically coming their own for persons there. Like, for example, I was working in accounting. I was working in the accounting field. I was at a Big Five firm. Primarily, everything at the firm was geared toward. Was geared toward referrals and increasing revenue. For example, the basketball team. You think people just go out just for the league basketball team for people that lost some steam? No. What it was that people would use that, and the people who were on it, they would leave the firm, but they would still play for the firm team, and you would have people who were the controllers at this particular company or that particular company or a lot of clients. So you're basically cementing the, the relationships that you have and possibly expanding and, expanding it to new ones. So you have these sort of, so when you do these sort of things, or you get in these arenas, what you really are is trying to leverage relationships for that. When and of course we're talking. Oh, by the way, I offer financial services. I'm a CPA. I do consulting work. I do tax work. I do test work. I do financial statements. When the person needs it, you're the first person that comes to their mind.
And is that still necessary, knowing that today we can talk with anybody in the world through the web, through the internet? Do we still have to go to the basketball games, or does the internet provide a new way to connect with other people and market it?
Well, I thought business hasn't really changed, and really the best example of, while I'm thinking about it, say going golf. You go onto the golf course, and in terms of you go there and you play golf, and in the course of playing, you might just randomly play with somebody, and you find out he's the CEO here, or he's the CFO here, or he's the controller here, or he's the head of marketing here, or he's the head of sales here, and then you're the so-and-so, and next thing you know, you have a connection. So these are things which are not going to go away. Probably the only thing that should change in the current atmosphere is that you should work harder at these particular arenas to generate additional income.